Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins with an illegal chemical that makes you hallucinate. It is gonna make you think that you can fly, because of course, you have wings. We see a group of people on top of a building who have taken that, and they now are happy and of course, gone from the world of reality. They jump off the building happily. Elsewhere, Max is in his cell, working out. A prison guard approaches and tells him that his father is there to see him. The man is happy to learn that, and quickly goes to the meeting room to see him. His father has not forgotten his birthday, and he gives him a birthday present in the form of a book and a photo of his son Teo. He however tells him, he does not know the boy's whereabouts, as he has not been home for a while, and there is no contact between them either. Later that day, Max sits with his eyes closed, as he recalls the beautiful moments he spent with his wife and son. As he recalls that, some other prisoners attack him, but he manages to beat them up. The scene changes to two boys named Teo and Charlie. They happen to be hackers and they have been keeping an eye on the work of some scientists. They don't just do that, they hack into many illegal facilities, and commit online fraud as well, so the police are now aware of what they have been up to. They end up getting arrested, but they are released the next morning. The news comes on TV that their boss named Lemay-Thivierge is still in police custody, but Teo and Charlie get released as they are still young. However, they are going to have special supervision from now on. Theo's grandfather Meg goes to the police station to take Teo. As he brings the boy home, he gives him a piece of his mind, but the boy does not really seem to care what his grandfather says. He further adds that he did not do anything that bad, at least not as bad as what his father did, in prison for years. He then goes to his room, and sneaks out the window to the place where they do their shenanigans. A prison guard approaches Max yet again, and he is taken to see someone. He goes to the waiting room and it turns out to be a woman. This woman is a superior police officer and she shows him the photo of Lemay-Thivierge. Max knows who this man is. It turns out that this is the same man who sold dangerous hearts to his wife, and she died after the surgery. She then shows him a green liquid. This is what we call nitro rush. The police officer tells him that if he takes this chemical, he is going to start feeling like he has wings. The officer tells Max that this chemical is being spread in the city. They still don't know who is the main distributor, but they have one name and that name is Lemay-Thivierge. They think that this man is definitely involved in this. She adds that they have been trying to look for the man who has made this chemical in the first place. They have had no luck so far, and Lemay-Thivierge has been in prison. However, the man refuses to spill anything of use. The officer tells Max that they are going to need his help solving this case. Max tells her that he has no interest in this, and this is when she plays her card. She shows him a picture of Teo getting arrested. She adds that his son has joined Lemay-Thivierge. Max is someone who could do anything when it comes to family, so he agrees to help right away. Max also gets to learn that Lemay-Thivierge is in the same prison as he is. He is angry at the man for involving his teenage son in this sick business. He right away makes his way into the hallway to look for Lemay-Thivierge, and he finds him. Lemay-Thivierge tries to fight back but to no avail. Max tortures him and another man with him. He then tells him that if ever tried going near his on again, he is a dead man. This is when a prison guard gets there, but Max takes him hostage in order to be able to escape the prison. Max finally lets go of him, and as many officers try to chase him, he jumps off the roof of the building and tries to buy him some time. He then comes across a policeman who comes out of his van, and points his gun at him, but Max snatches away his gun. He takes the car from the police officer and makes his way to his father's house to see his son. When he gets home, he and his father look for Teo, but he is nowhere to be found. The next day, they again make their way out to look for the boy. As Max is out looking for his son, a black car pulls up. A woman along with Teo and his friend comes out of the car, and they enter a building, but when Max tries to do the same, a man comes out who is well aware who Max is. This man's name is Colossi. He tells Max that he knows the police are looking for him, and if he enters the building, that means the police enter the building, so he cannot allow him. Max, having no other choice, sneaks inside the building through the back way. However, as he climbs the wall, he comes across a woman named Daphne. They talk, and Max tells her that he is Theo's father. She however says that he should not see him right now. Max is not there to take orders from the woman, so he forces his way inside, and there he sees Teo. The boy yells at him because he thinks that Max is because of whom his mother died. He yells at his dad, asking him to get out of there. Max again talks to Daphne, and she gives him a proposition. She says that if he is willing to join them, she can make Teo look at him as his father. They then go to Daphne's house, because Teo has been living there lately. Back there, Charlie gives Teo a pep talk, saying he should make up with his father, as the man just broke out of prison to see him. Daphne then tells Teo to make up with his father, as he is sacrificing a lot for him. She also kisses Teo. They then get to work as Teo and Charlie say, there are two scientists trying to get the nitro rush concoction. They have saved all the information on a flash drive. The boys tell them that the lab is in the forest, and it is not easy to get in there, as the alarm set by the two scientists will go off the moment anyone goes near the building. Max says that he is going to enter the building without touching the ground around it. He goes on a drive with his son, and tells him to be careful about Daphne, as she is not sincere with him. He adds that she is just using him. They also talk about the mission in their past. It turns out that Colossi has been recording the whole conversation, and he sends it to L'Avocat, who tells him to keep an eye on both father and son. That night, Daphne comes to Max, and tries to seduce him into sleeping with her, but he does not reciprocate her advances, as he knows his son has feelings for her. Teo is also seeing the whole thing from the camera installed. He is disappointed as the woman of his dream is not interested in him, but his dad. The next day, Teo, Max and Daphne make their way to the lab. At that time, the two scientists named Chemistic and Resin come out of the lab. Max in the meantime, uses a flying fox and enters the lab. When they have all entered the lab, Teo transfers all the data from the flash drive to his phone. Colossi, high on nitro rush, goes to hit the lab with his car out of nowhere. Charlie however tells the team inside the lab about Colossi, and they manage to escape just in time. But the bad news for them is that the scientists are now aware that someone has been inside the lab. They make their way to the lab, and on the way, just outside the lab when the group is just about to leave, they have them at gunpoint. They start shooting at them as Max drives on. Max manages to lose them, and comes to his dad's house. Teo dropped his phone when he was there, and the scientists now have the phone. Colossi calls L'Avocat, and informs him that the nitro rush concoction is stolen. Colossi puts a gun on Daphne's head, and asks her to give him the concoction. When she refuses to do that, they threaten to put down Teo. It turns out that Daphne could not give him the password, even if she wanted, as Teo has already changed it. L'Avocat then orders Colossi to kill her, as she is of no use to them anymore. Daphne is shocked at this, but she is unable to do anything about it, as she knows she actually is useless to them now, and on top of that, Colossi has her at gunpoint. Just as she is about to be shot dead, the two scientists get there by tracking them using Theo's phone, and they start shooting at them. Max hits them as well, and gets out of his house, and fights both of them. They get an upper hand on him, and Max starts getting beaten up by the two scientists who want their data back. This is when Daphne comes to help Max. Max then makes quick work of the other one. He keeps beating the man until he is sure that he is not gonna fight back. Daphne is about to shoot the one fighting her. Max, however, tells her not to kill him, and she just shoots him in the leg. Daphne herself faints, as she has been both mentally and physically under stress for a long time. The police show up, and take her to the hospital, while all the others are arrested. This is when Max tells his son the truth, that everything that has been going on lately is something that was planned in the prison. He tells Teo that he came out to save him from the wrong path, and to save many people who could die or kill others using this chemical. He tells his son to give the flash drive to the police, but Teo reveals that he actually never copy-pasted the concoction, he just deleted it. It turns out that the nitro rush concoction is now gone. Max then makes his way back to the prison, and the officer comes to see him yet again. She tells him that his family's identity is now out there, and orders him to take care of them. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.